Good evening. Premier Danielle Smith is making her stance on masking in schools crystal clear. She says schools cannot implement mandatory mask mandates, and she's willing to change the law to make this happen. Jessica Robb joining us now. And Jessica, how is Smith planning on doing this?
Well, in her statement this morning, Smith says she's getting legal advice and advice from ministers on what those next steps could look like. But she made her position clear. Her government will not permit any further masking mandates in K-12 schools. This comes after a judge found the province's decision to block school boards from imposing their own mask mandates was unreasonable. Earlier this week, the Court of King's Bench ruled in favor of a group of families with immunocompromised children and the Alberta Federation of Labour. The judge says the decision should have been up to the Chief Medical Officer of Health, not Cabinet, who made the call. The minister can only stop school boards from imposing a mask mandate through a regulation or legislation, which was never done. Premier Smith says she has asked the ministers of Health, Education and Justice to alert her to, quote, any legislative or regulatory changes that may be necessary to reaffirm or clarify our government's full authority with respect to this and other health and education matters. Now, this is concerning for public health law professor Lorian Hardcastle, who says now is the time for everyone to be working together.
I think instead of issuing top-down directives to other entities, the government should be working cooperatively with them, because public health is broad. Public health is everyone's business. All entities should be caring about public health, and I think that it's problematic for the government to be so directive.
Hardcastle adds that issuing a regulation does not need 3 readings, unlike legislation. The Alberta Federation of Labour, one of the applicants on the court case, says this should be concerning to all Albertans.
So this is, has huge implications for the rule of law. It has huge implications for public health, and it also has huge implications for health and safety in schools and other workplaces.
AFL President Gil McGowan says he plans to send a letter to all school boards in the province on Monday to remind them of the court ruling and what decisions they can make when it comes to mask mandates. The Legislative Assembly of Alberta will sit on November 29th, so legislation on this matter could not be introduced before then. However, since Cabinet has been sworn in, a regulation could happen at any time. CTV News has reached out to the Premier's office with some follow-up questions and for a response to these reactions, but haven't heard back yet. Nerman?
All right. Thank you, Jessica.